Richard wears a blue hat. James wears a different hat. And I wear a hat with things on it.
It all started here. It's the first, and frankly, still the best in the series.
Yeah, I mean, there's a rough edge here and there, but for a first attempt, I think it's pretty crisp. What? Hello. Yeah, mate.
Honestly, it's not even a question. It's peak. It's peak Souls 2.
Hey, whatever. It was time for our first challenge.
Each of you will beat your game from start to finish. You are allowed to use any weapon, armor, ring, and consumables. Kill any boss in any order. Level up and upgrade freely.
Hang on, it's not really a challenge, it's easy.
There's more. You are not allowed to pick up any items.
Which one?
Well, I reckon it's all of them.
So that's like starting gear.
And shop items, I guess?
-1 point for each item you pick up, and bonus points for style.
Yes.
Right.
Flamboyant and fast.
Yes.
How hard can it be?
Don't say that!
Well, we've got to ask, okay?
Yeah.
You noticed that?
Yeah. This is...
It's genius. The cleric starts with some miracles, and especially a chime, which is surprisingly hard to get if you can't pick things up. And as the only game with an Ashen Estus flask, topping off my health was going to be no issue. Oh, no! Not the best start, but healing is like a skill issue. Oh, for God's sake. Still, we had a solid early weapon and a shield to score some style points. I mean, it's got to be worth like one pickup, right? After actually losing all my style points, I headed to Firelink Shrine to enact my second master plan. There's a lot of stuff you can pick up even before entering the High Wall. Oh, right. Pick up, huh? No Ashen Estus meant that I was stuck with 3 flasks. Things weren't looking great. That's just cruel. Let's say you want an item. You could pick it up, which we can't. You could buy one, but did you know there is another? Bosses and unique enemies can deposit items directly into your inventory. Quest is going to be an important part as well, since we can't just kill NPCs to get items.
And use this banner to proceed.
Vault. Not really a challenge right now. +0 is as good a start as any. But it all goes downhill from here if we can't reinforce our gear. Speaking of upgrades, Titanite shards aren't dropped by crystal lizards, so we need to buy those. For this, we take a quick trip up to the old Wolf of Farron bonfire. Not only was I unable to pick anything up, I was locked out from buying most shop items as well. Well, it's just my luck that I picked the only game where buying things require you to pick something up. Still, could be worse.
Maniac. Maniac. Yobbo. Maniac. Oh, hold on, I think there's a chance here. A famous man once said, "A man's worth is shown, not by the wealth he possesses, but by the respect he earns."
If you think about it, as long as you don't take any hits and can deal damage, you can kind of beat the entire game. I mean, what could possibly go wrong?
After making my way to the Firekeeper, I received my one and only Estus, as there was no way to upgrade it any further.
Oh, for God's sake. Now, the next step requires around 200 souls, which can be obtained like this.
With 4 hollows dead, we can now afford a single firebomb.
The plan is to hit the barrels on the other side. Well, it could be worse.
After blowing a hole in the wall, our next step is to jump on top of the railings and over the ladder. This will cause the pursuer to come down. Next, we run straight towards the bonfire, being careful not to let our stamina run out completely and sit on the bonfire.
Now we have enough souls to afford a weapon, but do we really need one? The ring of blades also increases our bare hand damage, and that's all we need. Now, I believe in speed, power. Power and speed solves many things.
Yes.
Speed and power doesn't work.
Still, could be worse.
It is absolutely necessary to have a plan on everything. So I've taken the liberty of researching every route and items sold by every single merchant.
Naturally, our first move was to head to Firelink Shrine and review our options.
Oh, cock. Shut up.
Because we were working as a team, we decided to leave him behind. We can't buy titanite shards, and crystal lizards don't drop them. But they do drop something else. This wasn't really useful, unless you had an NPC called Grey Rat that can sell both twinkling titanites and twinkling titanite weapons.
With my tail between my legs, I decided to give in to the temptation.
I'm sure you've seen this like a millionth time, but it's an important trick to know. Basically, what you do here is wait 6 steps and then roll to the right. And it's easy as that. Oh, for Christ's sake.
After defeating the Dragon Rider on our first try, it was time to gather up all the souls, spend a total of 10,000 quid, and receive the snake ring.
Now, we have a limited amount of titanite shards, so we need to buy the best weapon in the world and stick with it.
After considering every possible detail, ranging from moveset to damage, the choice was obvious.
This
Is that a hoe?
is all you...
It's an elegant weapon, fast and deals strike damage. Everything you could ever want. A marvel of engineering, and probably the first tool ever used.
And there's the finish line! Power! Sometimes I stagger even myself with my genius.
After a short victory lap, I made my way up to the lost Bastille.
I have enough souls to buy 6 large shards. That's a +6 club.
Flame, dear flame. I ought to fetch a new ember. Flame, dear flame.
Still, could be worse.
Yes, he's dead, so that's 10 points away there. And if you want a job on Top Gear, please write to Top Gear.
No, wait, look, he's coming round.
He is!
He's alive!
He lives!
You may be wondering, how did James manage to escape his cell without picking that key up? Well, that's a story for another time.
Right now, our focus is escaping the asylum, and our starting weapon wasn't going to make that easy.
Well, when I say starting weapon, I mean this piece of crap. Our actual starting weapon should have been the bandit's knife.
No matter. Since the thief starts with the master key, we have more options on starting gift. In this case, black fire bombs.
Oh, cock. Now the undead merchant is right around the corner from Firelink Shrine, and we just got 2,000 souls for him.
Our weapon of choice was the reinforced club.
Unlike that blithering oaf, there's actually a good reason for picking this. It has one of the highest base damage for its size and only requires 12 strength. It's a staple for level 1 runs.
Which came in quite handy as I bludgeoned the Taurus demon to death. And with a nice amount in the bank, we can now head to Andre.
Hammond.
Yeah? Oh, for God's sake!
Why, Smithy? Explain to me.
Funny!
Yes.
You're funny man!
With Andre, we can upgrade our club up to +5, and more with the right ember.
Cock.
Large titanite shards can drop from crystal lizards, or can be purchased as soon as we enter Sen's fortress.
Oh, cock. It's all about geometry, really. It's called the Lower Undeadburg for a reason. Once we get down, we can open up the shortcut for later.
To reach the depths and get the ember, I was first going to have to go past the capra demon.
The trick to this fight is going up the stairs and taking out the dogs one by one.
Okay, so we can't get any titanite shards, there aren't enough crystal lizards to upgrade a boss weapon, and we can't buy a weapon that upgrades with twinkling titanites. But fortunately, crystal lizards are not the only enemy that give items directly. It's one of the few weapons that's given directly, and it's upgraded with twinkling titanite. It's got a 14 dex requirement, but we can fix that with a quick visit to the Firekeeper and Yoel. Now that we have a solid weapon, it was time to save as many NPCs as possible and expand our available options.
Do you see that? That humongous beast? How now? Think twice before you go down that road.
Now, for some miracles. We are a cleric after all. 0% equip load will allow us to just barely survive. What? I did mention that we don't have enough titanite scales to upgrade a boss weapon, but weapons are not the only thing we can get with boss souls. With the transposing kiln, we can swap out Vord's soul to the Pontiff's left eye, which will provide some much-needed health regeneration. Stack that with gentle prayer from the chime, and we now have a solid way of healing, even without Estus.
Now, we can't buy large titanite shards, so our only option is to hunt some crystal lizards.
We head to No Man's Wharf with a torch.
Right. Not a big deal for now, but the gutter is going to be painful.
After clearing out the room, I broke down the hollow wall that housed the crystal lizard.
It's annoying to catch, but it's one of the only ways to get upgrade materials. Oh, for Christ's sake. Right, and with that, back to the drawing board.
Back on top, I decided to take a slightly different route.
We do have the shortcut from Firelink, but this isn't about that.
Going up the ladder, but stopping as soon as on top, allows us to walk on the precipice.
I genuinely don't like heights, okay?
No, no.
It's my biggest failing, among many.
After using the momentum of a strong attack, I used my bloodstain as a guide.
Watch this.
You cannot even begin to comprehend the bounds of my forthcoming genius.
And the capra demon seemed to agree, as he was kind enough to stand still.
Oh, cock.
Help! Probably quite fake. Don't worry, I'm all right.
Using the key, I descended down and was greeted with a warm welcome to the depths. And for my final prize, the large ember.
Oh, cock.
That is genius. Whoever thought of that addition?
It was me.
It's not a bad idea.
There are 2 after the sage, which would already put our weapon to +2, and 2 more at the cathedral, but I need 2 more for more than +2. That's where the DLC comes in. This was an area way out of my league, as even the lizards had more health than me. They also have a tendency to run to unexpected locations.
Okay. That's not gone well. Sorry. Sorry, that's gone badly wrong.
The trick was to quit out from behind and lead them to a dead end.
Ha! Right in the nads!
Now that's enough for +3. But for more, we need to kill this guy.
My lady.
After going up, we unlock the shortcut to the cathedral.
Welcome to the painted world of Ariandel.
And in the underground, we find 2 more lizards behind an illusory wall. The last one is down the bridge. It would be really cool. And I am tempted, but I also need my other hand free for gentle prayer. Back to the main game. I went on some errands for the onion. With a +3 weapon, the deacons were nothing more than a pushover.
Unlike Hammond, I was having no fun with crystal lizards.
Can't buy because Macduff won't talk to me. Can't kill lizards because of the rules.
But then I realized I have forgotten something even more important.
I have a policy here. Speed and power.
From here on out, I was going to take 0 damage.
Well, that might have been a slight exaggeration, but my point on speed and power still stands. Because as I said in the start, you only need a way to avoid damage and deal damage. So we just need to get good.
After the fight, we go upstairs for our reward.
It could be worse.
With both the pursuer and flexile sentry defeated, it was time to skip the ruined sentinel and head straight to the lost sinner. Not only was I unable to skip the ruined sentinels, the proper way was also blocked by a statue.
I was saving this for shaded woods, but looks like I'll have to find another way for that.
Still, at least things soon got worse.
Oh, shit.
After a quick reminder of why I usually don't go here, it was time for the ruined sentinels.
The basic premise is quickly killing the first sentinel before reinforcements arrives. Fortunately, the club is perfect for this.
Next was to stand in the blind spot and do as much as you can before going downstairs.
Now, one problem is durability. There were just so many things to find before getting here.
Of course, my genius once again prevailed.
A second stick.
But the real reason behind the second club was not as a backup, but for this. It was the perfect combination of the superior one-handed moveset and the ludicrously fast power stance follow-up, which provided me with the burst damage to take down the lost sinner.
I have a policy here. Speed and power, because in my mind, speed makes you lighter.
Cock. I mean, I suppose I can grab a black knight weapon, but that's based on luck. And there is a much more elegant solution.
After shopping, I headed down to the Dark Root Basin.
Here's a Top Gear top tip. Grab a couple firebombs, stand here, and do this.
The shield should protect you from any close attacks.
Ow!
As long as you two hand it.
Cheese. Now for the golem in the back. It's a slow enemy, so it's easy enough. Ow!
After saving Dusk, we can buy the best low-level staff and pick up some spells from Griggs. Staffs don't require any upgrades, and since the ivory staff does its maximum damage at just 12 intelligence, it's the perfect tool for our challenge.
Anyways, we've got a good lead for now. So let's see what Hammond is up to.
So you need to buy the armour for the quest. Oh, for God's sake.
50... I misread that at first. 15,000?
Still, could be worse. We only need 4 more for +4. After that, the 15,000 I spent should get us a slab down the road. Next, we go upstairs to the stray demon. We can use the soul to transpose it into Havel's ring. Now, before we go to the Abyss Watchers, there is one thing we need to do. Now for the great, the legendary Lord of Cinder, who can be backstabbed repeatedly. Again and again. After the Abyss Watchers, we can get the Farron Ring, which reduces FP consumption by 25% on weapon arts, including Gentle Prayer. That's one step closer to +4, but the real reason for coming here besides progression is this. It's one of the only bone shards that's dropped from an enemy. But it didn't work. Well, that didn't work out, but when I said one of the only ways, I meant exactly 2. The other bone shard is dropped by Solaire. While intimidating, thankfully the killing part was easy, as it was situated in quite an unfortunate location. Yes! Yes! Oh, yes! Now for the Skeleton Lord. Frost obviously doesn't work here, but it really doesn't matter that much. In Erythil, we can get a nice ring that boosts damage. And our last twinkling titanite that would put our weapon at +4. with the 15,000 souls we spent earlier, we can grab the slab from the onion and recruit him for the next boss. The last requirement of the quest was a key. A key which we couldn't pick up.
Oh, for God's sake.
Not only that, he was our only way of dealing with Yorm, as the Storm Ruler 2 was inaccessible.
That's not a good time.
Hamster. How's it going?
Really well, actually.
Usually this is the last place I'd want to go, but we don't have the fragrant branch for shaded woods, and we don't have a torch for the gutter either.
The club, turned out, was having some issues in narrow hallways, so I decided that the most sensible thing to do was to run away.
Well, no point in fighting since I can't pick this up anyway. Does anyone know which skeleton I have to deal with first?
The mage one, you imbecile. You always deal with the ranged one first. It's like medieval times.
Archers were placed at the back to ensure concentrated volley.
Ray! You're gonna die! I'm gonna feed you into your own machine!
In spite of my colleagues' sabotage, the club was more than enough to deal with these surprises. After the skeletons, I was greeted by a welcome sight.
I'm Crea, an ore stone trader.
She only sells shards, which isn't great, but will allow our offhand to be +3 as well.
Strike wasn't the best type to use, but it didn't really matter. Now for the best area in the world, the Earthen Peak.
It was so peak, in fact, that I've heard that it was added to Bad Souls 3 as well.
Oh, shut up.
Still, it could be worse. And then it was.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
I've got a proper weapon that I can use until the end, and it's only going to get more powerful. And if anyone asks how I got the master key and firebombs, I'll come to your house and burn it down.
Hidden Body was a very nice spell to have here, as it can prevent toxic darts, and especially the boulders.
Watch this. I'm, for one, am glad that From Software decided to keep the Quelag observation deck.
Oh, hang on.
The real power of the observation deck was not only the view, but that the lock-on aims straight at the human portion, which caused a stun lock when hit.
Now Sen's fortress is open, but before going down that road, let's grab another easy 20,000 souls.
No matter, we can use the spell to aggro him instead. Ow! Run as soon as the spell connects and stand beside the fog wall. Wait for an easy 20,000 souls.
Hang on.
Turns out, the trigger for the jump is picking up the clothes. And without that, Ceaseless will refuse to use that move.
We were taking a battering, and things were about to get a lot worse. We've worked together now for many years, but we've never struggled to think of anything to say before.
But I think that's partly because we can never remember what we said last time, so we just do it again.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Well, you see, we've just been repeating ourselves to one another every night for the last...
That's possible.
Eventually, we are doomed.
We are doomed.
Absolutely. We're ready to go again.
Right, we're off! We needed a better weapon, fast. And the only way to improve was by getting a titanite slab. And the only slab we can get right now was this. Replenishment and gentle prayer, and sit in the bonfire to regain FP while keeping the buff. Main issue was the lack of esters. So we needed the safest possible strategy. Pay close attention to where she moved after the invisibility, and backstab. Follow up with a charged heavy attack and a regular heavy. That should make phase 1 easy enough. Not so much for phase 2. We can call up Gale to be used as a distraction. Bonus points for showing up only in phase 2. Now, Gale isn't going to stay for long, so it's important to do as much damage as you can. Doesn't matter. Gale isn't needed for phase 3. Not because he isn't helpful for that, but because of this. With the slab, we can leave the arena one way or another and upgrade our weapon to +5. Still, could be worse. Could be him over there.
Without a torch, I was forced to fight Mitha in the poison pool.
Not only is the poison a constant drain, but it also heals Mitha.
With the majority of my time spent on trying to heal over the poison, this provided less time to attack and exacerbated the issue with the healing boss.
What I should be doing is get a proper thrust weapon. What I'm instead gonna do is this.
We tap our reserve of radiant life gems and go on for an all-out attack.
Radiant life gems have almost double the duration, which means less time spent on using and more time to attack.
She has got quite a nice bottom. I said that out loud, didn't I?
I've been dreading this. +3 is not the best place to be in, especially for this.
To make matters worse, the moveset wasn't the best for dealing with invaders either. For this, we needed to visit an old friend.
Will you deal?
He sold poison and poison accessories, all of them very effective against NPC invasions.
You just need to land 4 knives for the poison to stick.
Poisoning them 2 times, and a few tap from our stick was enough to send them away. Using the stick to gain entry, we meet with Magarold.
He sells some armor with special effects, like the gloves that gives you 10% more souls, but more importantly, a fragrant branch of yore.
The armor has a high dex requirement, and without the requirement, your rolls will be significantly shorter.
So it's a good idea to only wear it when you need it. For instance, right after killing a boss.
This particular pursuer drops the ring of blade +1, which would make a welcome upgrade to our damage. Totally unrelated, but I decided it was a good time to use the souls to play the part.
Now, it's not a good idea to run past these, especially without a bow to clear the path ahead.
The trick is to lower the platform and climb up the ladder to skip most of the encounters.
Now, there's no easy way to deal with this. You'll just have to be good with your rolls.
The other side can be dealt with firebombs and some collateral damage. The old Iron King is not surprisingly the easiest enemy in the area, as the terrain provided protection against every move, except for the laser, which is, of course, the best moment to attack.
My oversight has caused an innocent person to die, with no way to make things right, except for one.
Hello. Was it you who rang the bell of awakening?
For this, we needed around 37,000 souls or more. We buy out Grig's spells, hover over the bellowing dragon crest ring, and press the next page button with our mouse while pressing activate.
This works because the bellowing dragon crest ring has the same item ID as the black eye orb, We just had to overwrite the category with prompt swap.
Even I was thinking, I want to put your head in a brown paper bag and bludgeon you to death with the blunt end of an axe.
First, some more merchants. Using the snake to break the wall, we free Logan using the master key.
Now, for the iron golem, we can ignore the firebomb giant in the back and focus on its legs to make the fight much shorter.
We needed to deal 400 damage to the legs, but the ivory catalyst was starting to show its age. This can be fixed by equipping the Great Heavy Soul arrow instead.
It's much slower, but with how defense works, a much effective source of damage compared to regular Great Soul arrow.
Now in Anor Londo, we can use Hidden Body to bypass most obstacles.
But the question still remains, does the orb work, or did we just throw away the bellowing Dragon Crest ring?
The peace and serenity of this beautiful Ugandan morning was shattered by the bellow of a wild animal.
Clarkson!
Ornstein was difficult to hit due to how slippery he was. Smaug was easier, but the hammer portion was impervious to any damage. More importantly, I did not have the durability or the healing to withstand both attacks.
A boss soul on the bar, Estus on the belt, Talisman on the left, Force and Homeward on spells. L2 to poise cast force. Consume the boss soul. Press no. Run forward, pivot, roll, press L2 and movement, and use the Estus on your belt. This uses the Estus instead of the boss soul, while giving you the 20,000 souls. With good timing, this can be repeated infinitely. Make sure to sit on the bonfire every 2 times, or you will use the actual soul itself. Oh, for God's sake. At least we got a solid chunk of damage from this. A few points in strength isn't going to change much, so we also needed a different strategy. Two-hand the sword for the overhead moveset, and aim for the arms and especially for the head. The best moment to attack is the two-handed slam, where you can get some guaranteed hits on the head. Headshot damage is nice, but the real reason for it is this. Nice. Headshots provide the poise damage necessary to perform a critical attack. Speaking of critical attacks, for Pontiff, buy a parry shield from the Maiden and skip Phase 1 entirely. You can do the same for Phase 2, or alternatively, Spam regular attacks after the transition to brute force it with damage. After the pontiff, I took a trip down to the sewers. There were 2 Surlivans beast, and killing both rewarded me with the Ring of Favor. Stamina, health, endurance, everything you could ever want. Now for the Devourer of Gods. Frost works pretty well, so it's easy enough. The most dangerous attack, the Rain of Arrow, can be dealt by running around a pillar.
Meanwhile,
you've been long away. What would you like?
defeating the Old Iron King has stocked Cloan's inventory with large shards.
But we're not quite finished with this path just yet. Bring a couple of skulls, defeat every enemy in Huntsman's Copse, and carefully navigate your way to the undead purgatory.
Never mind that. Just run to the arena and jump just before the door. Watch as the buffoons fall down to their death.
Just ignore this guy. It's not worth it. Now for the chariot. Skulls are very useful for distracting skeletons while you deal with the necromancers.
Clear the area, lower the gate, and use poison to knock out the chariot for good.
What is it? Oh, you took long enough. This place won't be any fun. Not for you.
He's obviously evil. I mean, look at him. He's almost as small as Hammond. Now you may be thinking, skill issue. Should have known that the item would drop to the ground. But the real reason for killing him is this.
Any item that does not drop is sold by Melantia, and this particular robe boosts soul gain by 10%.
Oh, undead are we? And one without much time remaining.
With the fragrant branch bought from Magarold earlier, we enter Shaded Woods.
Now before talking to Tark, make sure not to be followed because he can actually damage him.
I want you to kill my betrothed.
You don't actually have to summon Tark for this. The quest should work just fine.
If you've met Gavlan in No Man's Wharf and Harvest Valley, he'll now sell infinite poison accessories.
Now some might say it's a mix of uninspired enemies strapped together as a boss. But to the enlightened, such as myself, it's a test of target priority and, as always, peak level design.
This is my thanks.
This is the last branch we'll ever get. We can't pick up any Estus shards, so the most sensible thing to do is to use it to save a merchant.
Thank you for helping me.
We can head right down the road from the congregation to receive her services.
Way to the bonfire is easy enough. Problem is when you arrive there.
Now that the area is a bit safer, we make our way to Ornifex.
Oh, we meet again, kind traveller.
She is the only accessible merchant that sells a bow.
Weed.
Finally, we enter Duke's dear Freya.
A bit harder than expected. Not having a torch is a real downer, but it's manageable.
Still, at Anor Londo, I started by clearing out the entrance.
The trick here is to use spells on melee range to prevent the shield from blocking it.
After clearing out the 2 giant guards, we lure out the archer next to the fog gate.
One important note is that the cut scene must have not been triggered before doing this.
Parry, and perform a critical attack in front of the fog so that our body clips into the arena. After triggering the cutscene, we go up to the bonfire and back into the arena.
Oh, hang on. What on earth?
This trick only works if we kill Ornstein first. Now, using our spells, we can take out Fatty easily.
The pyromancy flame is the only weapon that doesn't require any material.
Yeah, wonderful. It does, however, require huge amounts of souls.
Fortunately, all you need is a bottomless box and exactly 2 titanite shards. Now, we change the order of the items so that the boss soul is on top and put the soul in the box.
Using the same trick as how we got the black eye orb, from the titanite shard, use the mouse to press the arrow and press activate at the same time, and select 2. Feeding 2 souls while only having 1 causes an underflow, so instead of -1 soul, we get 99.
The pyromancy flame has a higher magic adjust, but it can only use pyromancies. Let's fix that.
For this, we get the dark sign to the top. Block with the ivory catalyst, jump, and use the dark sign. Press the menu button and use item at the same time, until you get a UI glitch. Finally, equip a bow in the left hand, turn around, and replace with a pyro flame.
You'll know you got it when you can cast sorceries. And it's not just a visual bug, the damage actually scales with the flame instead of the star. As you can see, the damage difference is night and day.
Turns out, my biggest weakness wasn't bad damage. It was bad defense and heals.
Fortunately, now that I have infinite disposable income and a blacksmith that sold unique armor and sold twinkling titanites, I can do this. I mean, our healing is still very bad, but frankly, it doesn't really matter.
Of course, my convoluted solution was all for naught when I tested how pyromancies perform.
Well, here's a Top Gear top tip. Instead of doing all that crap to moveset swap, just use pyromancies.
With all my experience in Anor Londo, I once again decided to help out Richard instead.
According to James, this fog wall is cursed. So, if we stand as far away as possible, enter and spam backsteps, this should happen. And since there was no phase transition, like in Ornstein and Smaug, the AI freeze persisted over the entire battle. Next, we are teleported to High Wall of Lothric. Since the last battle didn't cost any resources, we could fight Dancer head-on. Next up was the Dragon Slayer armor. He is critically weak to frost, so another pushover. There are loads of crystal lizards here, including ones that drops titanite scales for some reason. The last Lord of Cinder resided in Grand Archives, and without picking up this key, it was impossible to beat them, or the game.
Oh, that's not a good time.
What are you doing? What have you got?
It's pretty... I don't want to tell you.
Time to put the cat ring into good use.
I descended down and down into the rat zone. In the meantime, we beat up some rats, meet another rat, and buy some dung for the trip.
Here's a Top Gear top tip. Strip naked. Right now.
This prevents our equipment from breaking when rolling into corrosive jars.
I mean, the rotten isn't really hard in the worst of days. You just need enough stamina to roll 3 times. Last time I was here, I had to farm like 1,000,000 souls. Now we can just walk in freely. Well, this does say examine, but it gives you the great soul when you press it. And I'd rather not lose to a technicality. First part of business is to cash in on our reserve. We had a bunch of soul-boosting gear before, so it should be close.
Unfortunately, it wasn't. We needed to find a way to make as much souls as possible with our current tool.
This one is really for materials and not souls.
There was also the giant method. 5,000 per run.
Still too slow.
Using the ascetic bought from Cloan, we reset the chariot arena to New Game Plus.
2 reasons for this. First is to gain more souls from gravity.
But more importantly, the chariot itself.
Enemies are obviously tougher in New Game Plus, but a couple of leftover skulls should do the trick.
And after the chariot was kind enough to run them over, it was time to poison it.
Or you could do the more sensible thing and throw rat shit at him instead. The chariot does drop a good amount of souls, but that's really a side effect, because the real reason is this.
Since we couldn't pick up the Chloranthe +1, this was an immense boost to our loadout. And now that the bonfire was clear, the rest of the souls can be obtained with gravity.
I have worked my fingers to the bone for that.
As expected, the stone soldier was no match for the wooden club.
This is why we went through the trouble of getting the bow and those poison arrows.
Now for the dragon riders. The trick here was to make the archer fall off and focus on him instead.
This is ridiculous.
And the remaining one is, well, it's just a dragon rider. Picking up is getting an item after pressing activate, right? In that logic, do ladders count? Because I'll eventually get some item.
After that, troubling thought, we meet up with an old friend.
Well, I really should have expected this. Opening this door will eventually lead to the Mirror Knight Soul. So I've technically used an activate button to get an item.
This item was a key, which granted entry to the King's Passage and to the Mirror Knight.
Thou hast journeyed far and overcome much, chosen undead. Come hither, child. O chosen undead, I bequeath the Lord Vessel to thee.
With warping unlocked, we return to Firelink Shrine and revive our dear maiden.
Oh, cock.
Oh, no.
Mate, that's...
Oh, that is such a shame. Oh, sorry, James. That's really a rotten bit of luck.
Heavens, you have done it. You have retrieved the Lord Vessel.
We have excellent defence and decent offence. The only thing we're missing is good heals.
So, we use the same trick as the boss soul to underflow more humanities.
These humanities are not just a method of healing, it also boosts our stats and as a currency for covenants. We can do the same with materials. For instance, the dragon scale dropped from the Hydra. I have no idea why that doesn't work, but there is always another way. First step is to buy 999 long swords with the mouse trick.
Next, we grab some souls from the kind old demon downstairs. Back to Andre, we get the prompt for buying a longsword, but back out. Using the mouse, we press quit game and the inventory at the same time until this happens. And with the mouse, drop minus 998 scales.
I mean, no one said anything about dropping items. Well, having a bunch of scales is nice, but where do we use it?
For that, we go down and down until we reach the Ash Lake.
One last thing to do before we leave.
We go around the back, tickle the great goat until we get this.
What's this? I mean, the damage is superb, but it is very slow.
For that, we buy a rapier. And similarly, how we swap the staff to the pyro flame, we set up to swap the rapier into the great sword.
On the outside, it looks like nothing changed. The regular attack is the same. But the real value is on the running attack.
It had the damage of the great sword, but the animation of the rapier.
Oh, cock. Well, the only thing I brought is fire and poison, and Ceaseless is immune to both of them. Good thing I brought these, but I'll have to move swap before it kills me. Ow! There's a really angry demon about to ceaselessly discharge on me, so it's a race against time before I get fingered to death. What's this.
Using the shortcut, I reached Lost Azimuth and to the bed of chaos.
My weapon isn't going to help out here, so I brought these.
With careful positioning, aiming and throw, I was able to disable both sides without running through the gauntlet.
Let's go down the list. Seath is invincible here, but after this, we can escape from the cell and challenge him for real.
Still, could be worse.
Without entering Grand Archives, I could not kill the last Lord of Cinder, and I could not enter the archives without picking up the key. Tears of Denial was out of the question as the book was inaccessible, so there wasn't even a glitch I could use. So I had no choice but to pick up the key and move on. But that's just not acceptable now, is it? Now, if you think about it, the true ending to the entire Dark Souls series is not the Lord of Cinder, but you and Gale, standing in the edge of time, battling the sins of the past and painting a new world. But for that, I would have to go through the most difficult gauntlet in the entire Souls series. I still only had 3 Estus, but I was much stronger and better equipped than before. The trick to phase 3 is bait out the 7-hit combo, go in and stab her in the back. As we stand at the edge of the world, we find a friendly hag that sold divine blessings. It was once again time to recruit our favorite slave. The ringed city required a banner, which we couldn't pick up. So in conclusion, it was impossible to beat either the main game or the DLC without picking up an item.
Hammond?
Yes, mate.
May. Bad luck.
First, we spend around 15,000 souls.
And if that sounds familiar to you, yes, I am that desperate.
Next, we burn an ascetic in Majula.
Oh, for Christ's sake. Well, there is one more merchant. Only problem is finding him in all 3 locations.
After finding him in Black Gulch, Shaded Woods and Drangleic Castle, we join the Covenant and gain access to 10 ascetics. As a famous man once said, "I've given thee courtesy enough."
You now have 28 seconds to fly to your destination, which in our case is the King's Passage.
Since the door was still locked, every time you fight the boss, you have to repeat this.
She now sells infinite large shards, which we can use to round up our clubs, but more importantly, our bow.
It can be used to lure in enemies or outright kill ranged ones.
Filthy mage.
It can also be used with poison arrows to take a good chunk of health out of the semen of Dong.
The rest can be done with hard work and the stick.
Where we find a back alley dealer who sold performance-enhancing mushrooms.
Let's step back for a moment before fighting Seath.
Just before the Seath arena, we pull up the elevator. Stand in front of the lever and line up with a bow before pulling it.
It's important to be lined up because after pulling it, we need to roll fast. Right, forward and backwards.
Finally, turn to the right and roll off at the second floor you see.
How did these get?
The darkness made navigating an impossible task.
There are 3 sources of light. The most obvious is the lantern, and we can't pick it up.
There was also the sunlight maggot.
I mean, this one looks kind of like a crystal lizard.
Which leaves us with the only choice, the spell Cast Light.
Fortunately, the princess isn't dead. She's just stuck in the DLC.
Turns out, saving the princess was entirely unnecessary.
The Princess Dusk is here no longer.
Well, sucks to be her.
As Elizabeth sold Castlight instead.
Nice. Speaking of helpful merchants...
Are you a cleric or something? No. Really?
I think you've got something to say to me, haven't you?
But for heaven's sake, let's not mope about, eh?
Well, 2 can play at that game.
Please take this.
Not as efficient without the bellowing dragon crest or the dusk crown, but a few cast was enough to obliterate him. After Nito, Patches now sold some drip.
Princess Dusk is here no longer, snatched away by that horrifying primeval human. And so I must ask, couldst thou once more play the saviour?
To be clear, I do feel really bad about not saving the firekeeper.
Let me guess. Dragged off to the past.
So this is the least I can do. Not because I want those style points. Don't care, still don't care.
Now, we have a choice to make. Cloan now sells chunks, but not enough to upgrade both of our clubs. So we can either go with a +8 on our offhand, or choose a different single weapon and make it 10.
Since we had a lot of dex due to the bow and no way to respec, a weapon with good dex scaling was ideal.
And then I'll figure out some way of the
power.
Exactly. I do the power. Let's get about our business.
Well, I bought this because I like it.
Hang on, you've just...
No, I like it. This is brilliant, but I like this. Let me put it to you this way, Hammond. You can buy better dogs than my West Highland Terrier, but I like my West Highland Terrier. Yes, it bites the postman, and it lays dog eggs all over the kitchen, and it steals food, but it's brilliant. It goes, if this had ears, it'd go like that.
King's ring, unfortunately, was an item that had to be picked up. As long as it was an open spot, I had absolutely nothing to worry about.
The scope of my engineering genius literally knows no bounds.
Time to test out the damage. Well, the least I could say is I have made a very wise choice. Now for some weed. Now I can just talk and get out of here, or I can get some giant souls while I'm at it. Just stand between his toes and move out of the way. For this, you just follow the tail. Works every time.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Now for the giant lord.
Right.
No matter, it was an open space and a kind hollow was helpful enough to give me a boost.
The giant lord is, well, same as the last giant. This one says examine, but gives you an item. So instead of debating who picked up what, let's follow the golden rule.
That rule, of course, power and speed.
Well, I knew it was going to be bad, but this is really bad.
In hindsight, this should have been expected, as we only had 2 giant souls, which means all damage was reduced to 1/8.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Nothing a bit of parry walk can't fix. Only difference is the ladder. which allows us to clip through solid walls. Now, inside the throne room, we rely on mushrooms.
After Nashandra shows up, just wait beside the doorway to avoid the curse boards. I'm starting to think that Dark Souls 2 isn't really the best Souls game. Maybe the first sin was this game being made.
With no more options left, my only choice was resort to an ancient forbidden ritual. But to make this work, I was going to need some souls, a lot of souls, and some blood sacrifice. After finishing killing every single enemy in Lothric Castle, I prepared for the blood sacrifice.
Some say that he's a CIA experiment that went wrong, and that he only eats cheese. All we know is he's not the Stig, but he is the Stig's American cousin. Big Stig!
Stig now moves downstairs and bring a mimic along for the ride. Back to the entrance, Stig uses rapport to make the mimic fall asleep. The position and the angle of the mimic is key for this to work. When the mimic is facing the wall, Stig will use the grab to clip into the wall. Well, the intention was make Stig pass through the wall, but seems like he's too fat for that. What's worse, every time he was re-summoned, the mimic would desynchronize. Stig, you all right, mate? Thankfully, this can be fixed with a quick revisit to where the mimic was. But still, the core issue remains, and we were no closer to entering the Grand Archives. First, the Stig runs to the ladder, grabs it, but pivot at the same time. After the item grays out as if on a ladder, Stig goes for the chest. The ladder animation is stored and released on the grab animation, which lets us clip through the floor. Not very helpful just yet, so Stig returns and comes back as a mad phantom. Same as before, he does a merry-go-round to sink the mimic, do a ladder pivot, and gets Vorped. Now Stig moves away to the side, and it's time for me to store the ladder animation and get eaten myself. I go further down while Stig moves to the original position. While Tears of Denial is activated, he uses the crow talons to drop down. Stig touches a death blade that instantly kills him, and it was our job to pull him out with a backstab. The easy part is over. And everything from here on out depends on Stig. Stig can now fly, but he cannot lower the elevator for us, and he can still take damage. The only thing Stig can do is go into the boss arena and trigger the boss, which leads to this. This only works if the cutscene was never triggered, so really we only get one shot at this. That was also why we needed all those souls. As we had one shot at this, it was all or nothing. Lord of Cinder's dead, there was only one boss remaining.
That does kind of answer the question, doesn't it? How hard can it be? Very, very hard indeed.
Well, hang on a minute. I thought I did rather well.
So we all didn't have to pick up any items.
No. We still haven't seen how a certain someone escaped his cell now, did we?
Greetings, mate.
Moron.
So, did you or did you not pick up the key?
Well, I did beat the DLC as well, so that counts, right?
No.
So what you're saying is you had to pick up the key, right?
Yes, I did, but I need to clarify that.
Which means, how do you say this?
Skill issue.
What I'm trying to say is that I couldn't find a way to escape my cell in Dark Souls Remastered.
Because for that, we need to go long before the remaster.
Wait, what? Oh my God.
Oh, come on.
He can't keep getting
This
away.
story starts so long ago, in fact, that I wasn't even born yet.
There's no way he's getting away like this.
James, I swear to God, if you...
Some say he's the first ever Dark Wraith to exist, and that he has never taken any damage in his life. All we know is he's not the Stig, but he is the Stig's edgy cousin.
He's not actually here for Lautrec, he's here for the invasion coordinates. More on that later.
Right now, the Stig stands next to a ledge, uses a homeward bone, switch out his right-hand weapon, fall down, and use a firebomb.
Now let's talk about invasion coordinates. Stig just invaded in Anor Londo, so the location Anor Londo is stored in memory, but the coordinate is stored in the save file.
And if we create a character right after, this coordinate can be transferred to another character.
So my brand new save file has an invasion coordinate.
The next step is to quit the game completely and reset the memory. Now Stig heads to the DLC entrance to load the DLC and do an item swap to force use the Purple Coward's Crystal. After that, he runs away to unload the DLC. The game has no idea where to send him and boots him into the main menu.
And if we load our brand new character, this happens.
Instead of loading into our cell, we have loaded into our invasion coordinate and are currently falling through an Orlando.
Well, since only the coordinate is used and not the map, unless the invasion happens at the same area, we will always fall to our death.
And since you can't invade in the asylum, this can only mean one thing.
It's not funny.
You know what a bad loser is? Well, Hammond is what's called a bad winner.
Yes! What do you think of that? Well done. Congratulate me, then I won.
Have you finished?
Yep, that'll do.
This is something I've wanted to do. I've worked in television for 20 years, never had the chance yet, OK?
Back to the studio.
Hey, that's my line! That's what I wanted to say! May, you b***ers!
Yeah. What I thought I'd do is put the fire out and then say...
Back to the studio.